In the top stories, the tipping fee controversy may soon end. A call to revisit the West Indies Federation, and West Indies are ready to face Australia. Welcome to Nation News for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles. The controversy surrounding the waste tipping fee could soon be over. In fact, Environment Minister Dr. Dennis Lowe says the upset waste haulers should be pleasantly surprised the next time they meet with him and other ministry officials. The fee, which went into effect on May 4th, requires waste haulers to pay $25 per ton or part thereof for waste deposited at the Sustainable Barbados Recycling Center. The haulers have been arguing that the fee threatens the survival of their businesses. Now, Dr. Lowe says their concerns are being given careful consideration.
It is our understanding that there are over 160 waste haulers, and we have agreed that in order to put some of the facilities that they have asked us to consider in place, it would be necessary to have the business profiles of these businesses. One of the waste haulers volunteered to construct an instrument for the gathering of information, and that was done, and we are working with them to get the information so as to ensure that the outcome is best suited for all parties. Because in the beginning, the small waste haulers thought that their concerns were not best reflected in the arrangement that was made between the waste haulers and government.
Dr. Lowe was speaking following a tour of West Terrace Primary School on Tuesday as part of activities for Environment Week. Government has put measures in place to further regulate the fisheries sector. This was revealed on Tuesday by Project Coordinator in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Beverly Wood. Speaking during a consultation on sanitary and phytosanitary compliance, she said the fisheries sector was an area of significant economic activity for Barbados.
It is against this background that the Government of Barbados has recognized the need to safeguard food and nutrition security, and through its Strategic Plan 2005 to 2025 has committed to put measures in place to rationalize and regulate the fishing fleet and market infrastructure in an effort to ensure sanitary and phytosanitary compliance, adherence to HACCP principles, as well as the enhancement of the agricultural health and food control system. In addition, the Ministry in its medium-term development strategy for 2008 to 2013 aimed to protect and reduce the risk of agricultural health and facilitate food safety through the provision of the requisite infrastructure and services for inspection, monitoring and testing, and the attainment of minimum international standards for fish and fisheries products.
Youth Minister Stephen Lashley believes it is time for the idea of the West Indies Federation to be revisited. Speaking following a youth development workshop on Tuesday, he said the region's young people should undertake the initiative as a way to accomplish their goals. Mr. Lashley, however, made it clear that his position was a personal one, which may not have the full support of government. The Federation was established in 1958 with 10 territories, but it collapsed in 1962 following the withdrawal of Jamaica. Prime Minister Frondell Stewart says government will be paying more attention to preventative health care. Statistics show that more than half of the population is either obese or overweight, while 40% have hypertension. Mr. Stewart says the only way to reduce the incidence of non-communicable diseases is through education. He made the comments on Monday while addressing the opening of a one-week health fair organized by the East Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists.
We can get around all of this by sensitizing our people from as early as their primary school days to the need to lead healthy lifestyles, to eat wisely, to drink wisely, and to make sure that they treat their bodies respectfully and as befits the temple of God.
Residents are being encouraged to join the global celebrations for World Environment Day by wearing green on Friday. The theme for this year's activities is 7 billion dreams, one planet, consumed with care. School children as well as public and private sector workers are being encouraged to wear green t-shirts and other articles of clothing or green ribbons in celebration of the day. Up next is the weekly commentary with Hayden Gill.
The shortage of rat poison raised some eyebrows when it was reported in this Monday's Daily Nation. When there are complaints of rats running around freely on the Richie Haynes boardwalk, we know our garbage collection problems have reached crisis proportions. This is a direct consequence of the failure to properly schedule, collect, and dispose of garbage. Sometimes, garbage has been sitting for so long, bags are rotting, or garbage has been strewn along the side of the road by someone searching for PET bottles. We can buy rat poison, but that won't solve the issue. We need to take responsibility for the way we handle garbage. It starts with you and me. Think about the consequences the next time you randomly throw away that piece of paper or food container.
In sports, West Indies captain Dinesh Ramdin says they are in good spirits ahead of the start of the first test match against Australia on Wednesday in Dominica. Team selectors have been focusing on youth, and Ramdin says he expects them to perform. And finally, a robber in Georgia has escaped with more than money. Officials say he demanded his victim's pants as well. According to news reports, a man walked into a medical office on Monday and asked to see a doctor. When he was taken to the doctor, he pulled a gun and demanded his briefcase and pants, which contained his wallet, ID, and an undisclosed amount of cash. The robber then fled on foot. And that's Nation News for Tuesday. For more, log on to nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your Midweek Nation on Wednesday or subscribe to our e-paper. Thank you so much for joining us.